Alright, well, I got the lower done today. It only took about an hour, I bet. Maybe an hour and a half. I was screwing around with the drill press and the vise, and the milling machine. But yeah, there's only a couple little things went wrong. I don't know if you can see, but that little spot right there, my drill press, I was drilling pilot holes and stuff, and it caught and put a little, it caught and went like that and put a little nick right in the back. It kind of upset me a little bit. I wasn't too worried about it. It didn't do any damage that, I mean, it's just cosmetic. And I'm thinking I could probably even put a little JB weld right there and sand it off smooth, and it would make it flush. So after that, I took it and put it on the mill and finished it up in the mill, and that worked really good until I figured out, I clamped it down in my milling vise and did the standard clamping technique for plastic. You tighten it until you hear the crack, and then you back off a little bit. And but what I found out, my vise has got a hairline crack in it, and it wasn't holding it down good enough. So I got almost all the way done, and it lifted up. The router bit must have snagged it or something on the side, and it just kind of lifted it up just a little tiny bit. And so the bottom's a little deep, and you can see way down in there, right there, there's a little tiny pinhole, but that's just cosmetic. When the pistol grip goes on, that's just where they over drilled it for the nut that holds the pistol grip on, so this all gets covered up, and yeah, it won't be a problem at all. But yeah, everything else came out really nice, except for it being a little deep where it lifted the plastic up. But I could get in there. There's a little bit I could get in with the Dremel or something and clean up right here, but I'm not even going to worry about that. There's nothing up here that's important. This is where the back of the barrel, or I guess it's called the upper receiver. It pivots, it opens right there, and that's where the back goes down and a pin goes through. So there's nothing from here back that is critical, just that little latch. But this area here is for the safety, and then this area is for the trigger. And the trigger hole came out really nice. Yeah, these holes lined up really well. I drilled them halfway from each end, and because I wanted to test and see that they're going to be aligned, because you can tell if you drill halfway and the holes don't match up perfectly, you'll know they'll be off. And these were just spot on. I was just really impressed. They came out just perfect. One thing I heard about these polymer lowers is that when the pins go in, they have a tendency to vibrate out, or they rotate. I don't know. They just do. The polymer doesn't hold the pin as tightly as the aluminum. So what I did, I took those, I think they're 5/32 drill bit, stuck them in my hand drill, and I just kissed it up against my belt sander. And so I made that drill bit just a little smaller, and I drilled them with a little bit smaller bit. So hopefully they'll get some good grab on the pins and won't let them spin. I'm going to give that a shot anyway. But yeah, so they're just ever so slightly smaller hole. And if that doesn't work, if that doesn't hold these pins, I can re-drill these and make them the correct size. You know what I mean? Just redo it. There's plenty left there to re-drill them if I can't get those pins in. But yeah, I'm really happy. I see nothing you know, little cosmetic stuff from me being not a good machinist, but I see nothing that will stop it from working. So I want to get the gun here, the rest of the parts for the gun, and assemble it all, make sure it all works. And then this is getting dyed black, you know, because it's got to be scarier than green. But this is what they called a blemished, and I think the blemish is just that little. It's not quite as dark of green. It's kind of got a little bit of white to it. I think that's the blemish. It's kind of the exact same on this side. And that little bit of, you know, discoloration saved me like $5. So, I mean, I can live with that. And I plan on dyeing it black anyhow. I'll probably leave it green till I find out if it works. And then, yeah, because then I don't have to clamp it or do anything goofy and disturb the dye. But yeah, came out great, and I'm glad I did it. I found out my vise is broken before I tackled an aluminum one, but I got an aluminum one coming, and I think I can use parts of the same jig. You know, they align through the back and through these pins, so I can probably just cut the bottom half, because I think this is all proprietary for this polymer. I think I can cut that off and make it work for either scribing the outline and getting my depth correct with that router bit. And I don't know if I can use it for the whole alignment, but at least I have a physical copy. I don't have to go off drawings, and I can. It makes me feel better having a physical copy that I can actually measure distances from, you know, from different points. If that makes any sense. It just makes more sense to me. Like a physical drawing, they'll be measuring from here. They'll say, okay, this far to put that hole. But they confuse me. I'm pretty simple. Okay, well, just wanted to show you. Came out great. It's gonna work. No, I have no doubt. All right, hey, take care.